welcome to podcast Ali Dose of Inspiration here with my friend Michelle Borel from Trinidad Tobago. All the love coming all the way from Trinidad Tobago. She is an author. She is a poet. She is a marketer. She is a podcaster. She is everything full of love, full of energy, and full of a good vibe. Welcome, Michelle Borel, and take it from here, my friend.
It is an honor to be with you. I am thankful to be here, and it's amazing how, thanks to the internet, we could connect where you are in Canada and where I am in Trinidad and Tobago. And love, it has no bounds whatsoever. You're still feeling the love despite the distance. No distance when it comes to love, although we must social distance at this time.
Absolutely, absolutely, my
Yes,
friend. So
I
just
know you. And
tell us a little
yes,
bit
tell
about
me.
yourself, my friend Michelle Borel, and we will let this podcast be after you introduce yourself about positivity, about love, about light, about good vibe, about energy, because the world need that. We don't want to hear any more bad news everywhere, like just negativity. We want to spread some love, some light, make people happy.
Yes. Well, I'd like to start with a piece I wrote. John Talrico really inspired me to commit this poem I did to memory. He loved it, and I was happy to be able to share it with him. So I'll share it with you now. It's called The Waves Return. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. Neither is it negative nor positive. How you use it determines how it be. You feel it. You feel it. You know if someone is trying to push or pull you mentally. So that's just a taste of it. I will be sharing more at the end, but just know that energy is everything, and everything is energy. So that's coming from my piece, The Waves Return, and I'm excited to be able to share more of it with you when we are getting ready to wrap things up. So now let me wrap you in some love.
Beautiful. What is the title? The Wave of Return?
The Waves Return.
Wow. Beautiful. Love it. Love it.
The Waves Return. So we are talking about positivity today. And positivity, sometimes you may think it's difficult to have that sunny side up way of looking at things. However, I think the world is filled with beautiful people like yourself who've
Thank
been
you.
through a lot. And because your heart is so big, and because sometimes you have to know hate to know love. Sometimes you have to know fear to know what true faith is. And sometimes you have to know really and truly what a low place is to know what a high place is. And you realize everything is just a state of mind. And when you go through those deep periods, I wouldn't call them dark periods. And matter of fact, why not dark periods? In the darkness, we learn so much. As you would see in times of old, it would be the sages, those knowledgeable people, the wise ones who would go into the cave in that place of darkness to seek wisdom and knowledge and realize that everything starts within you. You cannot be broken if you build yourself up from the inside. If you say to yourself, I say to this day it shall be great, and that it shall be. I need you to write that down. Say to this day it shall be great, and that it shall be. Because words have power. Your words are your wand. Your words are your sword. And I love the word words because if you just put the S in front of words and you take that S and you put it in front, it becomes sword. So
Wow.
your words
Love
are
that.
your
I'm going to write
sword.
that down. Beautiful. If you take the S, put it at the front, it will be sword. Wow. Sword.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
And we have to use our words to fight, but fight for a righteous cause. And that righteous cause being to fill the world with more love and more light, but it has to start with you. It was Mahatma Gandhi who says, be the change that you want to see in the world. And very often we want things better. And we would say, at least myself, at some point in time, I remember saying, why me? Why?
It's true, huh? Which is why.
Something happened. There was this metamorphosis that took place, and all of a sudden I realized, why not me? You're able, you're capable, and the only reason it's coming to you is because you have already defeated it. You already have the victory. And that is exactly why it's coming to you. So you can have another victorious story to tell. So you'd have the test, so you can give the testimony.
Wow. Love that. Love it.
So use your words to fight. That's what you need in this battle. So I see it as your words are your sword. And
Yeah.
with that, your paper, if you write, writing is also powerful. And then I change those statements a little bit, and I say, what if we say our words now, our pen is our sword, and our paper is our shield. Because remember, when you have a contract is something that protects you. And that's what that is. Sometimes what you write protects you even from yourself, protects you from you being able to forget it, protects you from being discouraged by anything else that may come your way. And it reminds you constantly that, hey, you have a mission, you have a purpose, you have something to fulfill. And if the desire is in your heart, it's there for a reason. You wrote it down and you had that vision because it already is. It exists. It is there. Time is an illusion. We speak in future tense, but what we should instead be speaking to is the future, and speaking to the future as if it were here already. Our future is our today. We shape our world with our words.
I
And that
love
is
that.
the
I really
important thing.
love that, Michelle. Can you just repeat that again? Because it's someone mentioned that is it Walt Disney that he said like when you imagine something and it's almost like you feel you are living it, and
Yes,
you just said it.
yes.
Repeat that. I love it. It's
And that's why I love radio. That's it. When I think of all the different forms of media, I love radio so much because it does something beautiful for the listener. It allows the listener to visualize. So, yes, you're creating something for them with your words, and faith coming through hearing. But they too are part of the creative process because they are now using the words that you speak, and they're creating an image in their mind. And that's why I think radio is such a powerful tool, because the listener is now part of that creative process. Whereas on television, you're seeing,
hmm
you have someone using the articulators and the story, it's right there before your eyes. But with radio, you are part of the creative process.
you're closing your eyes and opening your ear on the radio.
Yes, theater
Beautiful.
of the mind.
Yeah. Power of listening, huh? One mouth
Power of
to
listening.
one mouth, two ears for a reason. Huh?
Faith cometh through hearing.
Correct.
Powerful medium.
Wow. Love it. Love it.
We were talking a bit just before we were having our heart to heart, and we spoke about thankfulness. And I think that's something we both have in common. We both believe in that power of thank you. Growing up, do you remember your mother or your father saying to you, always remember please and thank you? Those are magic words.
Definitely.
Magic words, please and thank you. But so many things happen. If you feel like you're sinking, write this down. Anytime you feel like you're sinking, start thanking.
Every time you feel you are thinking, start thinking.
Sinking,
Wow.
sinking,
Okay.
sinking. Anytime you feel like you're sinking, start thanking.
Wow.
You see, there are times we get overwhelmed. I've gotten overwhelmed many times. And that same why me, that was my magical tool. Thank you. They truly were magical words. And we learn so much from our children. I know you love your son.
Big time,
just as
big
much as
time.
I love my children, and we learn so much from them. And in observing my mom, their grandmother, I forgot what she used to teach me to always remember my manners. And in observing how she would teach them, before she releases something to them, as they hold it, she wouldn't let it go until they say, thank you. So say thank you even before you receive in hand, because it already is. It happened already. It exists. It is now your future. Speak to your future as if it were today, because it is. Say thank you and it releases. It releases all that is for you quicker and faster. See, you really
Beautiful.
love love. Even the mug says love.
Even here we go. Even the mugs I love. So it's all about love, energy, and thanks. Thank you, everything in the universe. Thanks God for
Thank
everything.
you. Thank you.
I really loved what you said. Like whenever you feel you are thinking, start thanking. Thank
Anytime
God.
you feel like you're sinking, start thanking.
Thank
Always, always,
thanking.
in everything.
Love that. Love it because not a lot of people think. A lot of people just act without thinking. Because to reach to that point of thinking, you are using your mind. You reach that moment of silence. You reach that moment of serenity. That's when the beautiful thing come out. So that's why we thank God for
Yes,
that.
yes. Wayne Dyer said something beautiful. He says, in the early part of every morning, there is a secret.
Wow, that's beautiful, huh? Really, because nowadays just relating putting your beautiful your wisdom that's coming out because with the chaos with everything that was going on everyone was like busy running they don't even have time to sit and think or even see how thing it is but with the corona I would say thank you corona for a lot of stuff that united us that brought
Yes,
us together brought north and south as one brought east and west brought the rich and the poor as one so
yes,
all in this together so we can
yes, we are.
be thankful so we can be amazed so God sent this for a reason it's just almost telling us excuse me guys you are going the wrong direction there is something here need to be learned there is something here need to be fixed and people I can guarantee to you that a lot of people after the test being with the family after the test being working from home it will be hard for them to go back to work and do something that they used to do and not happy with it.
True. Les Brown, his words are so powerful. And Les Brown said, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
For you. Definitely.
So throughout this entire period, everyone I saw, the moment somebody would be like in Trinidad, how we speak, we have our local slang. So someone will see on the street, hey girl, Mish, you ain't fine. 2020 real hard, eh? You ain't see the coronavirus, girl. And I would respond, Les Brown said, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
It's
And it
true.
got me thinking, what ideas do you have now? Because write this down. You're going to love this. Matter of fact, I want you to say it with me right
Okay.
after I say it. Your ideal life is tied to your ideas.
Your ideal life tied to your
It's tied
ideal.
to your ideas.
Ah, okay. I'm writing
You
this down.
have that $1 billion idea right there already.
Yeah, that aha moment. Ah.
That aha.
Exactly. I'm writing it there. I'm writing it down. You-
And I love Les Brown because I use this too for everyone. And everyone in my family says to me, Les Brown is your best friend because you spend so much time with him. You're always quoting him. And I'll be like, yes. But he said, this time period, from it, you're going to have billionaires, millionaires, and witnesses. Which are you? I said, like, sign me up for the billionaire status.
I'm right beside you. I'm the
I'm
second
not
place.
seeing your hand though. Where's your hand?
Billionaire category.
Billionaire, $1 billion Burrell,
Exactly.
$1 billion Ali,
Yes, yes.
$1 billion you.
Beautiful. It's actually really like I feel the energy, I feel the vibe, I feel like I'm really grateful that we meet through Les Brown program because what attracted me to Les Brown is mostly the service and the significance that he's provided.
Yes,
He's honoring his word. He's not a
yes,
man that he's chasing money. He's a man that money chasing him. And the
yes,
reason why we like Les Brown because we see ourselves in him when
yes,
he's speaking as if we are speaking, you know what I mean? Because if you like someone, they are speaking your value, they are speaking your ambition, they are speaking your energy. So when you speak that, you see that person speaking that, you see, I want to be like that person, I see
yes.
myself in that person, and I will be in that person in the future. We were talking about the future earlier, and when you see it, you imagine it, you will achieve it. But first of all, you
It's
have to
done.
believe it. You have to believe it, not just talking it.
It is.
Believe
Yes,
from the heart.
it is.
It
You
is.
have to
Oh,
feel it.
I
Feel
feel it.
it.
I feel it big time. From day number one when I put that word voice in that program.
Yes. I love how he says the kingdom is voice activated. That is powerful. Voice activated. Say to this mountain, it shall move, and it shall be moved.
It shall be moved.
But you have to believe that it shall be moved and use that energy, feel it to power your words.
Exactly. It's amazing how many times, Michelle, like you have some books on your shelf and just sitting there, and you read it a couple years ago, you open it and it doesn't resonate with you at all, and
Yes.
time pass and you open it again, and every word in that book speak to you, every word feel like it's talking to you. What changed? It
You know
changed.
why?
Why?
The first time you wasn't ready.
Here we go. Exactly. You were just talking, not believing. So it's amazing how like when the student ready, the teacher
Appears.
appear. And I'm into that because it's amazing how we connect, how things change in our life. And this is, I always say, thanks Corona, because it's opened my eyes, opened my heart, and it's almost like a flower. It's broke open inside out, and the flower, when it's open from inside out, it's blossom. All the beauty, all the flower come out, and that's
Beautiful.
beautiful. That's how we see
Beautiful.
things. And actually, that's another idea that come to my mind. Another book, Broken Open to Greatness, a
I
title of
love
a
it.
book.
I love that.
I'll write it
That is
down.
beautiful.
That's Broken Down to Greatness.
Yes. Broken down to greatness. I love that. Broken down to greatness.
There we go. Look, we were
Mm.
talking now. A title of a book come out just from this.
Ideas. Your ideal life. It's tied to your ideas.
So thank you for thinking. Thank you, brain.
Uh-huh. $1 billion Ali.
Yeah, exactly. So, Michelle, I really like when I see what you are doing. Sometimes you throw some amazing live in the morning, some dose of inspiration. I call them. This is podcast. It's called Ali Dose of Inspiration. Those dose of inspiration that you share in the morning, they
Yes.
are beautiful things that people start their days with. Like you put some nice words, some nice wisdom, some nice motivation and inspiration. It's short, simple, and to the point, but it gives you a meaning to life. Can you share
Yes.
more a little bit about this beauty? Where do you get the inspiration to do this, or just go with the flow?
The inspiration, that secret in the morning that I shared with you, that Wayne Dyer says, that secret in the morning is that stillness that you have before you approach the world on the outside. You experience the world on the inside. That beauty within you.
Hmm.
You can't be able to pour yourself out for everyone else until you fill yourself up. So as you fill yourself up, you have more that you're able to pour out and share with your brothers and sisters. So it's really from that secret in the morning, that quiet time of reflection that I would have. Was not much of a social media person. Many of my friends kept asking me, Michelle, please share, please share, please share. You know, you need to share this. You're filled with so much light, share, please. It was really the Les Brown voice, power voice course that made me realize, you know what? I need to speak up. There's the news, there's whatever issue that someone may be going through. You might be having a not so easy period, or you might be having a character building period, as Les Brown would say. I love him. And it's those periods that we need to work on with each other, support each other through it. And as I said in the start of my book, which is a collection of my poetry, this is my copy, hence the reason for it being so used.
Can you put it a little bit so people can see it?
Sure, no problem.
Title?
It's Soul Section, a collection of poetry.
Beautiful, beautiful. Soul Section.
A collection of poetry.
Nice.
And the thing about it, I realized sometimes we cry tears to prevent someone else from having to cry those tears too. Everything that we go through, someone else can go higher than we went because we would have helped them throughout that period. And they could go higher. We should always want to support each other so the other person can go higher than you may have gone, can do better than you may have done. And that is why it's not a problem for us to share our stories, because in those stories, there are lessons.
Mm-hmm. In the story, there are
Big
lessons.
lesson for me was the power of learning to say thank you.
Well, even in as I shared with you earlier, even in the Holy Quran, God say, the more you thank me for what I give you, the more you will get. Because the power of thanking, it's mean you are appreciating what you have. You are not taking it for granted, but you are thanking the creator that give you that, and you appreciate it, even if it's a little bit. But when we don't thank, we just take it for granted, and the more we get, we are not satisfied. If we get 1,000, we want 1 million. If we get 1 million, we get 1 billion. So, but if you are satisfied, you will see the greatness or the blessing of God in that little thing, and you feel satisfied. Here you feel satisfied. That's why I find, like, I used to have a lot, but I wasn't satisfied. I was always more. I was taking more than I'm giving. But when I reach this level of satisfaction, level of happiness with what I have. Even sometimes I have nothing, but I'm overly happy. Like even in the darkness, even of everything that happened to me, I thank God for it. And I know, because I know it is sent for me for a reason, to learn from it. It's not, I used before to say, why it's me? Well, as this brother said, give me a list. Who you nominate next to put as who next. So when we are getting obstacle, when we are getting rejection, it's actually God love us and choose us, because we've been chosen to be given this opportunity to learn from it. It's not to run away from it, but to get that obstacle and to get the best out of us.
Make you the best.
And we can make you the best, exactly, because it's amazing. And I like one thank you share too, like the high five.
High five, yes.
Yeah, high five. You share a little bit about that.
Give me a high five. Well, with that high five, as Jim Rohn always reminds you, that you need to always be mindful of the 5 people that you keep around you. Then you have the billionaire, the billionaire who would say, the reason you're losers is because you're hanging around losers. And Les Brown would say, OQPs, only quality people. And all of those things are very much true, because the 5 people that we have around us, they're our support, they're our teachers, and our 5 closest, most trusted persons that we would have around us, they should be better than we are at something, because it's about we're lifting each other up. You may be better than they may be at something, but ensure they are better than you are at something you
Definitely.
want to learn, something you want to know, that they are going to help you sincerely grow. So that's your high five. That's what I call high five,
The
because I was
high
like,
five.
hey,
The high five. They are
yeah,
high.
high five.
I
Keep
love
them
it.
high, keep them high, keep them high.
I love it, and it's link and resonate also with the only quality people, which is
Yes,
you choose. But I have another view toward that, like the because only quality people. But sometimes in our family or our friend, we have some negative people, but we have to be there as quality people for them to raise them. Because if we give up on them, they will be surrounded with bad people. So there is quality people and there is other people that they are not at your level. So quality people, yes, I look up for those, but there is, it could be your brother, your sister, your friend, that they are not there yet. But those that they are in this hand, which is quality people, that
right.
good for my self development, good for my next step,
Yes.
those one I
Right.
go down, but I don't get affected by their energy. I be there
No,
to help them, to pull them up if they want to help themselves. Because God said in the Quran, God will not change the condition of people unless they change their condition themselves.
that is true. That
And
is
if
true.
if you are getting down from the top and they are trying to pull to keep you down, no. Tell them you want to come to the top with me, you are welcome. If not, the relationship will stay, but in my term.
Improve your thinking and you improve your living.
Exactly. Here we go. Here we go. That's just want to share
And
that.
your angels came down. That confirms that.
What's that?
Blessings.
Ah, okay.
It was so dramatic on my side. As they're like, improve your thinking and you improve your living. And you just
Yeah, that's a sign. I'm proof. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the topic. I love the positivity, the energy, the high five, the only quality people, because that's what we need
yes,
with this pandemic. All we hear is bad thing. All we hear bad news. All we hear negativity. To be honest with you, I don't listen to the news for over 2 years now. I don't even open the news and listen what's happening
yes,
because it's just negative.
yes. I have to read the news due to my profession, but I don't consume the news.
Hmm. I like that. You don't let it consume you. You just listen to see what's going on.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. I really like that.
Don't
And
fear what you hear.
yeah.
Dr. Miles Monroe, he had this absolutely beautiful session in which he reminded everyone that in Chinese, the word for crisis, there's no translation in Chinese. It's actually opportunity, opportunity.
Opportunity. That's correct. It's all about opportunity. Yeah.
So if you're looking at the news, instead of allowing it to consume you, you should be looking at it like, oh, oil prices drop. Now is a good time to invest.
That's correct. Opportunity. Yeah.
Opportunity.
Put the shell between you and those who doesn't come and consume you, but see what is there for me. If it's there
Yes,
for me, see ya. Not for me. And you share at the beginning your poem, and you share at the beginning, and you said you will share some
I
more.
did promise I would share some more. You want that more?
Because I loved it. You give me a
Okay.
taste. You give me a taste of it, and
I did.
I want to hear more, and the audience want to hear more. Huh?
Can I share a little bit more with you? Not only the poem, but there's something I do every day. And every day, what I do, I journal. After I write the 5 things that yeah, everyone needs a journal.
This is my journal too.
Yes, see, true.
Yeah.
That's why we connect. We're the same. That's why
Exactly. Energy.
you're here, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. Like like
I
attract like
understand.
attract like.
Yes, I believe that.
Big time.
And what you're hearing is actually not in my current book. It's going to be in my third book.
Oh,
Because I
nice.
wrote my second book already, but this is going to be in my third book. I did not publish my second book yet, but it has been completed. The
Congrats.
second book, it's also a collection of poetry, which will be called Soulfully Yours. And the third book is where you'll find this piece that I'll share with you called The Waves Return. And The Waves Return, this is going to be part of Soul Tree.
I have my pen ready.
Yes.
I love
Awesome.
the wisdom you're sharing.
Thank you so much. So here we are, The Waves Return. And you're getting to hear this in a very intimate way because you're getting it from my diary. It's not even published yet.
Wow, appreciate it. I
You know.
appreciate your sharing that. I thank you. Thank you.
So The Waves Return. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. Neither is it negative nor positive. How you use it determines how it be. You feel it. You feel it. If you pay attention to its potent subtlety, you will know if another is trying to push or pull you mentally. From the source, does it flow freely? Open yourself up to receiving and give of it bountifully. Though you must conserve it, don't reserve it for yourself. The beauty is in sharing it with somebody else. It may be a little flame, but it causes great fires. It is with consistency the vibration raises higher. It follows the law of motion. Stagnant, it cannot be. Yet Newton's third law tells us that what I send to you, I send to me. So with that, I give you love, energy. As the waves return to the ocean, so too does it return to me.
Wow. That's beautiful. Really beautiful writing, and it's probably that was come one of the morning bursts of the morning that come from the love it. It's really very well thought, well put.
You have me thinking of what time I wrote it. Yes, that was an early one.
Yeah, the great thing come in the early one. Most I start this year too to write some poem, and it's
You
just
have
like
any idea?
what's that?
You have
I,
any idea?
I in Arabic. I write them in Arabic.
Ooh,
In
that is
Arabic,
beautiful.
and it's amazing. Like every time it hit me, I ran to my journal and write it down before I lose it.
You have to.
Yeah.
There were times when I said to myself, oh, I love this one. I feel this one. I'm going to remember this. 10 minutes later, what was it?
It's gone.
So since I was however old, I've been going around, even if I see a napkin, I would start writing on the napkin,
Same
carry
thing.
the
Same.
napkin with me,
Even in my hand.
writing with hands.
Yeah, it's The other day I was thinking, and then another idea for another book. That's
Yes.
my book, by the way, finish because this year been a great year for me, 2020. So my book, I promised myself
Vision.
to reward myself on my birthday, October 10. At 10:10, I will finish my book, which is Just a Cab Driver. It's an amazing book with story, with adventure, with wisdom, with
Yes.
everything that's happened in my journey as a cab driver. I put it there. And the reason I put 10:10, which is my birthday, 10 October, and finish it at 10:10 in the morning, 10:10 will give you 20, and 10:10 will give you 20, which is 2020, which is my year.
2020 is the year of vision.
Here we go. Here we go. And the
Clear
other,
vision.
exactly. And the other book, the other day, it came to me. It was the idea of like I was in life reading different people's book, different story, all about people's, but I never read my own book.
Wow.
I never studied my own book. I didn't even know the manual of my life. So my
Yes.
book, next book will be reading my own book, study it, understand it, and live it. And it will be
Greatest piece of wisdom, knowledge of self. And
exactly.
in
It's
knowledge of self, you find God within you.
happiness. It's come from inside, not from outside.
It does.
And a lot of people chasing it. I was one of them, chasing happiness outside, and I was running just like chasing the bunny that you will never get.
Yes.
Like, but when you realize that happiness come from inside, that happiness is actually you are the one who create that happiness. But when you listen, use the power of listening to yourself. When you have a nice conversation with yourself, that's why we call it self. Me and self. There is two. You make a creation, you make a connection, and you make a connection with yourself. Become a friend. That ego, inner voice, when it talk to you, listen to it. Take advice
Yes.
from it. How many times we have give beautiful
Mm.
advice to people, and they are like, "Wow, you give some good advice," but we never listen to our own advice. It's really
Yes.
time. And when I realized that, I said, I've been giving so valuable, like advice to friend and stuff like that. I remember I used to drive taxi, and people like I have people like crying. I have like people coming from the casino losing all their money and stuff like. And you give them some advice. You almost like a psychologist to them, and they cry
Yes.
and they give you a big hug because they said they will never talk to someone heart to heart like this, and it keep you think, well, I give good advice, why I don't give it to myself? But when I start doing that to myself, I start being happy and start knowing myself, knowing the manual of myself.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And again, I would like to thank you, Michelle, for sharing this. What time is it now? So we have 2 minutes, and we will wrap up this. And really enjoy this session. Honestly, this is my second podcast so far, and
Really?
yeah,
Congratulations.
I just start. I am. That's how I act. Thank you.
Wow.
If I
That
get
is awesome.
something cross my mind, I act on it. I don't look for how. If it's answer my why, that's how I act. I said podcast. I want to do it. Boom.
One time. No sticking.
There we go. I am acting on the 5 second. 1, 2, 3. You have to do it. Otherwise, the emergency brake will act. So you have to be
Yes.
autopilot.
So true. That is powerful what you said. I love that.
Autopilot is. I don't know who shared that, and they've been acting on that. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing
I
when I
know who
open
you're
my
speaking about. I was listening to her. She's very powerful. The name, it's in my head, but it's not coming off the tip of my tongue.
yeah, that's the one, the lady. I forget her name, but it's
We
beautiful.
will
So
remember and we will share that.
well, we'll
You
share
have to
that.
put it in the bio of the podcast.
She is a smart lady, very smart lady.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she said, 5 seconds you have. When you wake up in the morning and you said, I want to do this, start counting. 1, 2. If you
One,
don't,
two, three, four, five.
go.
Yes.
If not, if not,
You realize we are on the same vibe.
definitely.
So we need to stay in touch.
Definitely, definitely, because you are writing books. I am just like going to be explosion of book coming. There's a lot of idea of books that's in my head. As I shared
Yes.
with you earlier, I would go to different university, Harvard University, get my PhD, and it won't even be the same as what I get from the cab business. Because when you learn from people, when you learn from different people, full of energy, full of wisdom, you pick up doctor, you pick up lawyer, you pick up a drug addict, you pick up gambler, you pick up a depressed person. The whole universe, it's almost in your cab, and you are seeing it, looking it. You see a story of success, you see story of people that lost everything and they still happy and smiling. Now that's life. It's hope. We have to keep hoping, we have to keep positive, and just I wrote the other day a quote that one of those was one of the early morning. I said, the hope, I shared that with Fanny for the other podcast. Hope is like holding the key of certainty, holding the key of certainty to open, no, holding the key of certainty knowingly it will open any lock of adversity.
Ooh, I need you to repeat that. I think I need to write that down.
I,
I
I
love that.
it's that was one of the morning bursts of wisdom that's come. I said I need to write this. I share it on my Facebook. It's one of my quote. Hope is holding the key of certainty knowingly that it will open any lock of adversity.
Hmm. Ali, I have to ensure I put the correct spelling of your last name.
Tarnichi. Ali Tarnishi. Ali.
That is absolutely amazing. And it's something that anyone would need to keep within their heart because they're going to need to unlock that hope at any point in time. We all need hope. You lose hope, you lose everything.
Exactly. Hope is everything, my friend.
Yes.
Hope everything. I just want to share with you, Michelle. This is my second podcast. I love it. It's full of wisdom. It's full of energy. It's full of all that you can ask for a great interview. And I'm really appreciative of you sharing with me your poem from your agenda, from your journal. And I'm really honored to have you on my podcast. What is your last word, my friend? And take it from there for this podcast.
The honor was mine. I'm in the presence of royalty. Thank you. Thank you to the viewers on your podcast. It was certainly a pleasure for me to be able to share with you and connect. And the reason why we're here is because we have the same in science. Different particles can't be in the same space, so we're the same.
Energy.
You're here, and I'm here because something connects us, and I'm thankful for it. I feel your light, I feel its warmth, and I'm so thankful to be in the presence of royalty. Thank you.
Thank you very
Wow.
much. Thank you. It's full of energy. Like Tony Robbins say, wherever energy flow, attentions go.
Yes,
And we'll finish with this. And thank you very much, my friend. And we will stay in touch. Have a
we
wonderful,
will.
yeah.
Love and
Bye.
light always.
Thank you very much. Thanks God for everything. Take care. Thank you.
Always.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
one. Thanks.